All right, today we're diving deep into one of the world's greatest epics, the Mahabharata. And we're going to focus on just one single, incredibly powerful moment. It's a moment of crisis, of pure desperation, and it involves a prayer that literally reshaped the heavens. So, let's get right into it. So, our story kicks off with this really bizarre, almost terrifying image. Just picture this. You look up and you see countless serpents, the Nagas, just falling from the sky. It's a rain of snakes. So you have to ask, right? How in the world did they get up there in the first place? And more importantly, why are they falling? This is the mystery we're going to unpack. And right here, this line from the text gives us our first big clue. See, the snakes aren't just falling, they're being scorched. The heat is so intense, so unbearable, that they're actually fainting in midair and then just plummeting back down to earth. Crazy, right? So this scene, this absolute chaos, is where we begin. But to really get how we ended up with a sky full of falling serpents, we've got to go back. We have to rewind the tape. Because this crisis, it's actually the boiling point of a really deep, really bitter family rivalry that started way, way earlier. At its heart, it's a story about two sisters, a terrible bet, and the consequences that just ripple out and affect their children in the worst way. You know, at the very heart of all this chaos is a seriously toxic power struggle. This entire saga gets set in motion because of two sisters. And their relationship, well, it's the engine that drives this whole story. Okay, so on one side, you've got Kadru. She's the mother of the Nagas, the serpents. And on the other side is her sister, Vinata, who is the mother of the incredible bird god Garuda. Now here's the twist. Through a dirty trick, Kadru has actually enslaved her own sister. And this creates this awful, toxic dynamic, master and slave. And believe me, that one fact just poisons everything that comes after it. And you see that power dynamic right away with a single sharp command. Kadru, full of arrogance, decides she wants to visit this beautiful, enchanting island where the Nagas live. And she doesn't ask. Oh no. She orders her sister, her slave, Vinata, to take her. Just like that. And this is where the sheer humiliation of it all really hits you. It's not just that Vinata has to obey, right? No, she's forced to physically carry her sister on her shoulders. And it gets worse. Her own son, the magnificent, powerful Garuda, is treated like a beast of burden, a living airplane for his thousands of Naga cousins, carrying all of them on his back. Just imagine that. So off they go on this journey. It's this perfect, terrible picture of power and servitude. But as they take to the sky, well, things are about to go from bad to so much worse. Dramatically. So Garuda, being this immensely powerful creature, just soars up high into the heavens. He gets dangerously close to the sun god Surya. Now, why did he do it? Was he showing off his power? Or maybe he was just so angry, so full of resentment, that he kind of forgot about the thousands of delicate passengers on his back. And here's the thing. His passengers weren't gods. They weren't invincible like him. The Nagas riding on his back, they were completely exposed to the full searing heat of the sun. And they started to feel it, They began to scorch, and then, one by one, they just fainted. They lost their grip and started falling right out of the sky. And this is the turning point. Suddenly, Kadru, the arrogant master, is just a terrified mother, watching in absolute horror as her children plummet from the sky. All her power? It means nothing now. Her commands? Totally useless. In that moment of pure terror and desperation, she does the only thing she can possibly do. She starts to pray, and she prays to the king of the gods, Indra. And what happens next is, honestly, one of the most incredible prayers in the entire epic. It's not just some simple, oh, please help me kind of plea. No, this is a masterclass in divine persuasion. It's a strategic, calculated appeal to the most powerful being she can think of. Okay, so this is the core of it, right? It's direct, it's emotional, it's straight to the point. She needs rain, and she needs it now. And Indra, the god of storms, is the only one who can make that happen. But she doesn't just stop there, not even close. See, this is where her prayer turns into something else. Kadru doesn't just beg. She launches into this incredibly systematic praise of Indra, where she breaks down every single piece of his power. She's essentially reminding him of exactly who he is and what he can do.
First, she starts with the most obvious thing, the most immediate need. She calls him Purandara, which is a direct appeal to his identity as the storm god. So she's not just asking for rain. She's reminding Indra that making it rain is like the very essence of his power. It's smart, right? It's the most logical solution, and she's putting it squarely in his court. And then she makes this absolutely brilliant strategic leap. She expands her praise way beyond just the weather. She starts identifying Indra with time itself, everything from a single moment to the entire cycle of a year. This totally elevates her request. She's basically arguing that his power isn't just about storms, it's temporal. He controls the very rhythm of life, which makes her immediate crisis seem, well, pretty small and totally within his control. Then the prayer escalates again, this time to a cosmic scale. I mean, she starts identifying Indra with the earth, the sky, the ocean. She's framing him as the physical universe itself. This isn't just empty flattery. It's a genius move to make her problem seem tiny, almost insignificant, compared to his boundless, all-encompassing power. The scope of it is just breathtaking.
And then finally, she lands the knockout punch. She brings all this cosmic, time-bending praise right back down to his specific job. King of the Devas, praised in the Vedas. She's reminding him of his resume, his status. But calling him the final recourse? That is the masterstroke. She's not just asking anymore. She's arguing that helping people who are desperate isn't just a nice thing to do, it's the fundamental responsibility of his kingship. It's basically checkmate.
So what you have here is this incredible transformation. What started as a mother's desperate scream becomes this sophisticated, strategic argument. By laying out this complete inventory of Indra's powers, his duties, his very being, she's effectively cornered him with his own greatness. She's made it pretty much impossible for him to say no.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating thought to chew on, right? When we find ourselves in a moment of true desperation and we pray, are we just worshiping a higher power? Or are we doing what Kadru did? Are we strategically reminding that power of its own nature, of its promises, of its responsibilities? It's a really profound question, not just about gods, but about power, persuasion, and the very nature of faith itself.